Welcome all, Boone here from EWPRO. For all you Australians out there, hope you enjoy your Australia Day long weekend. Now getting into the weekly outlook, looking at the DXY on the daily time frame. Like I've mentioned over the last few weeks, there's a couple of different scenarios here. I'm looking for that A, B, C. Is this the end of a wave B? Well, that's debatable. That's one scenario. We get a C down from here. The second scenario is we keep on going up to this 161.8 before we get a correction, and we get 5 up in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breaking the top, and then we get the A, the B, C as a running or expanding flat. And there's a third option here as well, which is we get a correction in here now. Similar size to this, and then we get like a W, X, Y, X2, a Z up as a complex correction in here before we get that C down. I'm sort of looking at this one at this stage. I'm looking at this here because of what's happening on the lower time frames. I'm looking for a correction in here. It may come down and break the low. We'll see, but we should be able to get an entry on this pretty soon. On the H4, we got the 5 up, we got the bearish divergence. We do have an impulse down here. So I'd be looking for a correction Monday, Tuesday. And we can possibly get 5 down in here. Or at the very least, we get 3, a larger correction than these over here. And then we get more upside. So next week, I'm really be looking for 3 down. I'll be looking for a larger correction. If we have a look at the H1, we got 5 down here on the H1. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. We got bullish divergence, so that's why I'm looking for that larger correction in here and for at least 3 down. So if you're looking for the buy, more than likely you'll be buying into a correction. Ideally, you wait for this correction here, and then you look for that sell setup and trade that C down. AU, nothing's changed. I'm looking for this C up for an A, B, C. Like I have been for a very long time. We've just been waiting for this wave in here to finish. Now we've got an impulse up from the low. We've got bullish divergence and an impulse up. So again, Monday, Tuesday, if you can find a buy setup, I'd be looking for at least 3 up. They're all very similar. All the majors are very similar. GU on the daily, nothing's changed. We're looking for this larger C up here, up to this 100 fib. I'll have to adjust that a little bit. But, I mean, we've been waiting for this wave here to end for a very long time. We're looking for that A, B, C up. H4. This is what I really don't like. We don't have any bullish divergence in here. And like I mentioned last week, you have to be very careful. You really need a break of this top here. You need an impulse up in here, breaking this top here before you look for a correction. And then you can look for the buys. Other than that, at this stage, we have a bear hidden here. So that's why I say you really need to wait for this top here to be broken and then get a correction and a buy set up, and you can look for, possibly 5 up. But minimum like 3 up. So, there's not much on the H1, they're all very similar, like AU, you sort of got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. We may be just losing that divergence there, so we may get a larger correction and another 5 up. So yeah, at this stage, I would be looking for a buy, but ideally, like I mentioned, this top here gets broken on the H4, ideally, and then we get a correction. EU, looking at this regular flat in here for a very long time. We've been waiting for this wave to be finished, and we're looking for an A, B, C. H4, like many of the, like AU, we got a nice impulse up. We got the 5 down in here. We got all the bullish divergence. We got an impulse up. So we're just waiting for a correction. Monday, Tuesday, if we get a nice correction in here, you can look for at least 3 up. More than likely, it will give us 5 up. So, yeah, now's the time to be looking for the buy setups, and if you need help with that, I have a system, trading system set up that I use that is very accurate, to get you into trades. And I'm on the AU. I'm on the AU down in here. I'm not sure if I mentioned that last week, but I'm in it down here. So, this was the first correction in here. But yeah. NU, we got down to that 100 fib. Nothing's really changed on the daily. Looking for an A, a B, and a C. I was looking at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I was looking for 3 down in here. Instead, we just got 1 impulse down. So like the DXY, we either get a correction in here and another one down for a 3, 3, 3 complex correction, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, before we get that A, B, C, or this just gives us that C up. So either way, we may be buying into a correction, or we may be getting a nice impulse up. It's definitely the time to be looking for the buys at this stage. H4, we got the bullish divergence. It's more of 5 up here. You know, we got like 1, 2. We get a wave 3 here. You wait for a wave 4, and then you trade that wave 5 up on the H4. The H1, it's pretty much complete, and we've got the 5 up. If we look at this flat here, so we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. We're getting bearish divergence now, so we wait for a larger correction in here, a larger one than these over here, and then we look for a buy setup. We look for a buy setup, and then another 5 up, or at least 1, 2, 3 up. GY, this has become quite tricky. Because I was looking at this A, B, C. This wave C here never got up to the 100 fib. It did. This wave C did break the ending point of wave 8, so technically it can be complete. But it makes it very difficult when this C wave here doesn't break the top, because when that happens, it can become more complex. The correction can become more complex, and that's pretty much what's happening here, because we got impulse, and we're getting another impulse up in here on the lower time frames. I would be looking for a bear hidden here. Like we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and we get a wave 5 down in here. We get a flat here. I just so we got a flat here. And looking at this as a possible expanding flat, we do have a bear hidden here. So, be careful buying, because this can give us a fifth wave down for that 1, 2, 2, 3. My pen's not working. 3, 4, and a 5 down. So, be careful with the buy. If you do get a buy set up, you could possibly look for it. Just be careful of that. Ideally, it comes up, breaks this top here. We get an impulse up, breaking this top, taking out that possible bear hidden, and then we get a correction, and then this would be a more safer buy. UY. We're looking for this C up. It hasn't quite got up to the 100 fib here yet. We're looking at this A, B, and get a C up in here. It's giving a sort of a flat in here on the lower time frames, but I wouldn't be surprised if we still get up to this 100 fib here. You can see we're starting to get a possible expanding flat in here. There's really no buy setup, and it's pretty much going sideways now. It's sitting in a range here, so it's going to be very difficult to actually trade this at this stage. It's not really. Ideally, it gives us another one down here, nice impulse up, and then a buy setup to buy. Yeah, it's really going to be difficult to get in on this at this stage with this sideways movement here. It really can go either way. The CAD, we're looking at this impulse, like this. I'm looking for 5 up in here, but we got 1, 2, 3. Looking for a wave 4, similar size correction to this over here in the wave 4, and then be looking for a wave 5 up. On the H4, we did actually get the 5 up. We got that 1, 2, 3. We're waiting for this time factor, hit the time factor, and we got that 5th one up, breaking the top. We got all that bearish divergence now, so it's more of a sell to get at least a larger correction than these over here, and then you possibly get another 5 up. H1, I would be leaving it alone at this stage. It can go either way. We got a new spike in here, and the correction in here is still within this impulse. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get like I've just shown there. Like we sort of got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. An A, we're getting a B, we get a C up in here, and then possibly another 5 down, and then we get an A, B, C, possibly more upside. But yeah, at this stage, I would be leaving it alone. There's really, it's virtually a triangle at this stage, So, yeah, really nothing on it. The Swissy on the daily, nothing's changed what I've been saying for a long time. Well, quite a while now. We had a nice impulse up. We're waiting for this B wave, and then I'll look for that C up. The H4, we got the 5 up. We got this 5 up in here. And we're getting a correction. I was looking for 5 down in here. We got that on the H1. We got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a flat in here, flat here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down now with bullish divergence. So again, we either get a larger correction than these over here and more downside, or we get a nice impulse up here, a correction, and we look to buy. So we're really just waiting to see what happens in here, whether we get a correction or a nice impulse up. I mean, if we get a nice impulse up here, breaking this top, and then a correction, this will be a nice buy for at least 3 up. More than likely it'll give us 5 up breaking the top, but yeah. EG, um, the daily, we got all the bullish divergence on the H4, like I've mentioned. We did get that C down in here. We got that A, B. We're looking for this C down. It did come down, break the low. We got bullish divergence. Now we're getting a, if I just zoom out a little bit, well, I'm looking for 5 up here. We got 1, 2, 3. I'm waiting for this time factor here. That's just about there now. So get a wave 4 and then a wave 5 up. There may be a little bit more downside in here, but more than likely we'll get a bull hidden in here and a 5th wave up, giving us that bearish divergence. So at this stage, I don't think there is a buy set up on it at this stage. But if you do get a buy set up, you definitely can look for it. I'd be going down to the lower time frames, looking for 3 down in here, like some sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, and then a bullish setup to buy. At this stage, there really isn't much on it. We've really got to see if we get this wave in here, a correction, another one down, and then a nice impulse up, whichever time frame you're looking at, and get buy set up and look for a buy. Like I said, I'm looking for a 5th wave up here on the H4. So yeah. So WTI, nothing's changed. We're getting this wave up in here. I mean, I had a wave in here, a wave up there, another wave down here. These arrows that I've been taking off. So it's pretty much following where my arrows were and where they're going. Now, I mean, I've gone over this last week as well. Nothing really changes on the H4 much. It's pretty much going as planned. We got 1, 2 in extended wave 3. I'm looking for an extended wave 3 here, then a wave 4 and a wave 5 up. Internally, we got this 1, 2, 3. We're getting a wave 4 here with bull hidden, so I'm expecting a wave 5 up to finish off this wave 3 correction, similar size to this over here, and then we get that 5th wave up. So I am looking for a buy. I don't think there's a buy on it at this stage. Well, there isn't. There isn't a buy set up at this stage. We do have bullish divergence on the H1, but we don't have the impulse up. So ideally, I want to see price action come from a low. So this is the low here, not here. So I would really like to see this come down, break the low, get a fresh low, impulse up, and a correction, and then I can look for the buy with that bull hidden for that wave 5, internal wave 5 in the wave 3. So yeah, I'm just waiting for a nice setup on this. Hopefully I'll get something next week to buy. But as you can see, this is very dangerous at this stage because this is the low here, so not here. So it does look like a little bit of a buy setup there, but very risky buy. Need a nice buy setup from a low, nice impulse correction, and then I can look for a buy. Gold. I'm looking for that wave 5 up. On the daily, we got like this 1, 2, 3. I'm waiting for this time factor wave 4, and then I'll be looking for that wave 5 up on the daily. On the H4, this is starting to go too far now. I mean, this was very choppy. If you've been following me for a while, this was very choppy. It finally got to, a flat, and I was looking for an A, a B, a C down. We're not getting any setup for this C down. So at this stage, I would be leaving it alone because, H1, we have the bearish divergence in here. So, very risky to buy. I would be looking for an impulse down and a correction, and then I could look for a sell for that C down on the H4. We can get like 5 down in here. Ideally, that's what I'd be looking for. But again, there's no sell set up on it at this stage. And again, I wouldn't be looking for the buy because we have bearish divergence on the H1. So, very risky. I'd be leaving it alone until we get sell set up. Silver, we got that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It got up to the first target, and then we had this 3 down. But like I've been mentioning, this is very corrective in here, I believe. On the H4, I'm looking for that Z down, like I mentioned, well, the last few weeks now. Looking for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or really a WXY, X2, and a Z down as a complex correction. You can see how choppy this is here. Like I've mentioned the last few weeks, like I just said, this is very corrective. So looking for another one down. There is no sell set up on it yet, though. That's the problem. It hasn't given us a sell set up. There's no lower lows here. Here was a bull hidden in here, and we got a high. Now we're getting all that bearish divergence. So if we get a nice impulse down correction, we can look to go and break the lows. But again, you got to wait for that setup before I'd start to look for the sells. Bitcoin, this is pretty much going to how we were looking at it. Like we're looking at like 1, 2, 3, waiting for that correction in here. We got that, and we're looking for the fifth wave up. Fifth wave's already come up and broke the ending point of wave 3. So it hasn't got to our targets yet, the 123.6 and the 161.8. But it's already broken the ending point of wave 3. So if you're not on it, it's going to be, it's not really ideal to get in at the top of the market on a wave 5 on the daily, or H4. We got that 1, 2, 3 down. We're looking for that. We got a nice impulse up. If we do get a nice correction in here, 3 down, and then a buy setup, well, you could look for more upside. But at this stage, I would be leaving it alone because wait for this correction and then look for a buy setup. It's very choppy in here. It can really go either way. I think that it'll come down here and give us like 1, 2, 3. But it hasn't broken this top here. This in here hadn't broken this top here. This didn't break the low here. So we don't have 3 down. I'm looking for that 1, 2, 3 down bullish setup, and then you could look for buys again. But until you got that, it's more I'd be looking for a sell, some sort of a sell there, to give us that C down. Very risky buying up the top of the market where it is now. I'd be leaving it alone or looking for a sell setup. S&P 500, we've broken the top here. Really not much on the daily. We got all this bearish divergence, and we're getting even more now. We're looking at this correction, and it's broken out of here. Well, we got this like 1, 2, 3 down, bullish divergence, nice impulse up. So we really got to wait for a correction, and then we can look for a buy. Until you get that correction, you're pretty much staying out of it, unless you're looking for a sell into this correction. H1s, there's really not much. We're getting divergence in here on the lower time frames. But I mean, if I just go quickly down to the M15, it's a sell. I'm looking for a sell here. We look at the M15, we've got bearish divergence in here, we've got an impulse down. So if we get a correction in here, you can look for a 5 down, at minimum 3 down. So, if you get a nice correction in here, it'll be a good opportunity to sell at the top of the market, and you get 5 down in here possibly. AU 200, I'm not really liking this at all. You know, we had this impulse down here. We had all that bearish divergence in here, and we had this impulse here. So I was looking for a sell. Instead, it's become too deep now. This correction's come too deep, and it's just about breaking the top. So it's very difficult there. I mean, more than likely, there's more upside in this. And we got a flat here. And we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Lower time frame, we're getting a correction in here. You can see this, getting some sort of a correction there. You may get a buy set up in here. Again, very risky. I mean, we do have a bull hidden in here. So we sort of have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a 5th one up here, breaking the top. But yeah, it's a very risky trade. You're buying right at the top of the market. The FTSE on the daily, nothing's really changed. I mean, we were looking for this correction, this size here from over here, and it's gone up and it's broken the top. So now on the lower time frames, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a bull hidden here. We may get a bull hidden here. Right. We'll get another one down in here and then go up and break the top for some sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. At this stage on the H4, I'd be looking for that wave 5 up. On the lower time frame, on the H1, for example, I'd be waiting for a correction and a sell. I'd be waiting for a correction in here. We got a nice impulse down, so we're waiting for a correction, and then you can look for at least 3 down. So at this stage, I'd be waiting for a correction and a sell setup. Lastly, the DAX. On the daily, it looks like this really took off, and it did. I mean, this has been looking bullish for a long time. In here, when we were in here, I was saying, we had bearish divergence in here and everything, and I was saying this is still bullish, and yet we've got more upside. There's still no, on the daily, there's no signs of a reversal or anything like that yet. So we don't even have bearish divergence. This is like 1, 2, we're in a wave 3, so you wait for a wave 4 and then you get a wave 5 up. On the daily, the H4 would be waiting for a wave 4 in here. Internal wave 4 in that daily wave 3. So we got H4, we got 1, 2, we're getting a wave 3 now, which has actually got it can be an extended wave because we got 1, 2, 3, get a wave 4 in here, and we can get a wave 5 up in that wave 3, and then we get a wave 4 similar size to this over here, and then we get that wave 5 up. So we get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up in this wave 3, in this 1, 2, 3, and then we get larger correction and wave 5 up. That's the way I'd be looking at it at this stage. Wait for a correction. Wait for a correction in here. Get a bull hidden. If we get a bull hidden in here, I'd be looking for that 5th wave up and then wait for the larger correction and buy again. So I hope you all enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.